I love that this episode does not make train harder and or focus harder the answer to Lucario's problem. The former is the standard approach in general, while the latter is standard for a Lucario. Just look at Ash's Lucario. Instead, Roy's Lucario learns to relax and live in the moment and connect with Roy more naturally. Is this perhaps a boring and unexciting approach? Yeah, maybe, but it's not what we are used to or expect, which is why I love it. It's creative and refreshing. I especially love it because it adds more value to Roy's training with Drayton. Back then, Roy too was pressured by the need to get stronger, which made him desperate and all too hasty to rush ahead without thinking. Drayton taught him to chill and slow down. Now Roy gets to teach Lucario the same lesson, making Lucario feel like a reflection of Roy. Their bonding session also fits Roy incredibly well because he is, by nature, easygoing, open-hearted, and friendly. He connects with Pokemon through emotion, having fun, sharing joyful experiences, and of course, singing. Singing has always been tied to his identity and his bond with Skeledirge. It's also something that has allowed them to feel closer, strengthen their connection, and rise to greater heights together. Kilowattrel eventually became part of this too, and now Lucario gets to join in as well. This is not just a cute moment, it allows Lucario to finally tap into the same wavelength as Roy, Skeledirge, and Kilowattrel. This successfully addresses what I said in my review of episode 131, that Lucario has not been with Roy as long as Skeledirge and Kilowattrel, which is why, understandably, its bond with Roy is not as strong yet. So their breakthrough, their improvement, feels earned because Lucario doesn't just get stronger. It finally learns to slow down, trust Roy, and move forward together with him instead of rushing ahead alone. It finally feels truly like part of the team. Also, I remember saying after Crocalor evolved that he and Kilowattrel wouldn't be able to fly together anymore. Well, delightfully, they found a way. The battle is a massive step up from the previous one. It's flashier, faster, more dynamic, and much more fun to watch. Even when the animation is nothing special, there's still plenty of flair, like when Lucario moves so fast that you only see flashes and streaks of light as it strikes Hawlucha repeatedly. The aura effects make everything look so much cooler. But even beyond visual effects, this battle also has actual fighting in it. Two Pokemon trading hits, dodging, blocking, jumping around each other, and trying to outdo one another in close combat. It's a battle that suits two fighting-type Pokemon duking it out. It's not perfect since there are still a few static shots, like Hawlucha just standing there unfazed, thanks to its muscles, but these moments are few and far between, so they don't define this battle like they defined the previous one. especially because most of the battle is filled with standout moments like Hawlucha using Flying Press, only for Lucario to block it with its aura, which is very on brand for Mega Lucario Z, put Hawlucha in a headlock, drive it into the turnbuckle, slam it into the ground, and hit it with an elbow drop. A sequence straight out of a wrestling match. Speaking of wrestling, I love that this episode, like the previous one, really leans into Hawlucha's wrestler identity, and it does so even harder and without downsides. In episode 131, Hawlucha acting like Rey Mysterio was funny and charming, but it also kept stopping the battle, killing its pacing. Here, this same showmanship fits because the entire battle is built around it. There's an actual wrestling arena, complete with a ring, ropes, turnbuckles, an audience, a referee, commentators, and a bell. Master Mayonnaise is dressed like a wrestler with a belt, framing Hawlucha like a defending champion. Both sides get dramatic entrances, and the trainers command their Pokemon from the ringside like coaches. I also love that Hawlucha actually uses the arena like a wrestler would by bouncing off the ropes, and it still plays to the crowd, poses, climbs to high places like they are turnbuckles, and even gets spotlights on it as it poses. Wrestling is not only about fighting, it's also about pageantry, drama, and big fight atmosphere. And this episode captures that really well. It honestly reminded me of the P1 Grand Prix from the original series. One of my favorite episodes from back then. Mega Lucario Z absolutely delivers. The evolution sequence looks great, and since Roy's Lucario is shiny, we get to see Shiny Mega Lucario Z, which is really cool. Much cooler and more unique than the other Mega Lucario, who is yellow like normal Shiny Lucario. Panning around the full design is one of the most amazing moments of the episode visually. It really sells the spectacle of this special moment. Now, while I mostly have nothing but praise for this battle, I do have one gripe. Lucario learning Aerial Ace. It's not that I don't like Aerial Ace, it's a cool move and a fitting one. It gives Lucario the speed, physical presence, and evasiveness it needs. It fits thematically because Lucario just mastered its aura, and Aerial Ace is a move that basically never misses. It's also super effective against Hawlucha. My issue is that Mega Lucario Z is a pure special attacker, unlike the other Mega Lucario. So having Roy's Lucario unlock this form and crown this moment by learning a physical move feels a little off. This would have been the perfect opportunity for Roy's Lucario to learn Aura Sphere, the quintessential Lucario move. Now yes, I know it's a little inconsistent to praise the episode for avoiding the obvious Lucario training route and then complain that it didn't give Lucario the most obvious Lucario move, but still, it would have been cool. Honestly, it didn't even have to be Aura Sphere specifically, it just had to be a special move, because it suits Mega Lucario Z better, especially since Roy's Lucario had 2 physical moves and only 1 special move. Pecharunt's Tera type being poison was obviously not a surprise, because Laqua and company weren't about to go on a wild goose chase right before the final battle, but it's nice to have all 18 Tera types on board. It's great to see Diana return, and I love that she brings up the damage done to her castle in episode 25, which she repaired. It's a small detail, but once again, Horizons shows that the past matters. I love that Perrin and YS actually get to walk around and engage with their hobbies instead of just standing in the background or disappearing like Orla, Molly, and the others often do. This makes them feel like they are actually part of the adventure and the team. They aren't just extras tagging along out of sight until they are needed. I love that Friede gets to take part in the Mochi Mayhem madness he missed back in episode 123. This is hilarious and yet another callback. I love that Master Mayonnaise came back from a mini arc I never expected would connect this directly to the main story, gave Roy the Lucario Z, exposed the problem with Lucario, stayed around to help fix it, helped Ult train too, and ultimately made sure Roy can use Mega Lucario Z. He got to be a teacher again, guiding Roy and Ult one last time before the most important battle of their lives. While understandable, it's unfortunate that he stays behind. His role might end here, but he absolutely left an important and meaningful mark with his final lessons. But yeah, that's the review. Overall, this was a fantastic episode. Creative and emotionally satisfying, fun and entertaining, and exciting and meaningful. As always, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.